YouTube, what's good? Welcome back to a brand new video, guys. Today I have the top 5 long-range loadouts that you guys need to be using in Warzone right now. With Season 3 coming to an end, I wanted to go over some of the best guns for long-range gunfights that we saw through this season. We will most likely see a change in a couple of these weapons, if not all of them, come Season 4, and also be introduced to a few new weapons as well. With that being said though, we don't know if those changes are going to be with nerfs or buffs. So overall, these are some weapons you're definitely going to want to level up right now, because if it turns out to be buffs, you're going to want to use them in the beginning of Season 4. So before we get into this top 5, I want you to note that I'm not ranking these in any specific order, so keep that in mind when we're going through them. All these weapons are definitely very different and unique in their own ways. If you guys do go on to enjoy today's video or find it useful, definitely let me know by dropping a like and comment down below. And of course, if you guys are new around here, I post a lot of Warzone content just like this with best class setups, so if that's something you guys are interested in, definitely feel free to subscribe to keep up to date. So with all that, guys, let's get right into this top 5. Starting us off in our number 5 spot, we have the Farah 83. Through the season, there has definitely been some mixed opinions about this Farah, but if you put the right attachments on it, this thing can be dominant at long range. The overall damage with this Farah is fantastic, and there is barely any recoil to this setup, and the minimal recoil that there is very easy to control. If you're hitting your opponent in the head or the upper torso with this loadout, your opponent is going to down very quickly, and they're not even going to know what hit them. This Farah loadout definitely performs its best at long and medium range, but even up close, this thing can definitely get the job done. The only real downside to this loadout is the fact that the ADS is fairly slow, but other than that, this thing is absolutely dominant. Because of the way this loadout is, it is very versatile in many situations, so this one is definitely worth giving a go. So here's the class setup you guys are going to want to use. For the muzzle, we have the agency suppressor. For our barrel, we have the 18.1 takedown. For the laser, we have the Ember sighting point. For the optic, we have the arms 3 times, and then for the ammo, we have the 60 round mag. If you guys don't plan to play trios or quads with this loadout and you normally play solos or duos, you can definitely change out that 60 round mag for a 45 round mag to have some better mobility. So moving right along to our number 4 spot, we have the M16. Now, even after all the nerfs that have been applied to this M16, I still do feel that this is one of the best long range weapons that you can be using in Warzone right now. The damage with this M16 is fantastic, and most of the time only takes 2 or 3 bursts to down your opponent, and the recoil is very minimal, and it is also very easy to control. This M16 is definitely worth leveling up if you haven't already, so here's the class setup you're going to want to use. For our muzzle, we have the agency suppressor. For the barrel, we have the 20.5 task force. For the optic, we have the arms 3 times. For the underbarrel, we have the SFOD speed grip. And finally, for the ammo, we have the 45 round mag to have that better mobility. Mobility has definitely become a huge factor in Warzone recently, so it's definitely worth always trying to get the best you possibly can. So moving on to our number 3 spot, we have the Kilo. As many of you probably know, this Kilo has really had a comeback in Season 3, and it is a fantastic weapon to use again. If you have the VLK sight with the T-pose reticule on, this thing has absolutely no recoil at all, and the damage is fantastic. This Kilo build was the meta a long time ago, and that is why it's definitely surprising to see that it's back yet again. Overall though, this is definitely one of the best long range weapons you can use in the game right now, as I said, because it has no recoil at all. So here's the class setup you're gonna want to rock with. For the muzzle, we have the monolithic suppressor. For the barrel, we have the arms 19.8. For the optic, we have the VLK 3 times. For the underbarrel, we have the commando foregrip. And finally, for the ammo, we have the 60 round mag. And like I just said, guys, if you do not have the T-pose reticule on your VLK, definitely take the time to unlock it, because it will make a world of a difference. We don't know why, but it eliminates any recoil to this class setup whatsoever. So moving right along to our number 2 spot, we have the Kar 98. As many of you know, this is definitely the best sniper / marksman rifle you can possibly be using in Warzone right now. For those of you that don't know, if you hit your opponent in the head with one of these shots, it downs them instantly, even if they have 3 plates on. The Kar 98 also has some of the best mobility in the game for any sniper rifle, so that's why it's also significantly easier to use and move around the map with. Something else that's really fantastic about the Kar 98 is the fact that its ADS is so quick. This is something that definitely helps with hitting quick scopes up close, as well as zooming in a lot quicker for longer range snipes. So here's the class setup that you're going to want to use. For the muzzle, we have the monolithic suppressor. For our barrel, we have the custom 27.6. For the laser, we have the tac laser, which is the attachment that really helps out with the ADS, so it's definitely mandatory to have on this build. For the optic, we have the sniper scope. And then finally, for our rear grip, we have the stippled grip tape. If you guys have been wanting to snipe and have been looking for a loadout, definitely give this one a go. It is one of the best. So moving right along to our number 1 spot, we have the Krig 6. The overall damage on this Krig 6 is absolutely great, and there is barely any recoil recoil to it whatsoever. This Krig definitely performs its best at long and medium range gunfights, but it can definitely get the job done from up close with ease. This is what makes the Krig stand out from a bunch of the other ARs because it is very versatile. And with this loadout we have the multi-zoom optic on, which definitely helps with adjusting to where your opponent is. So overall this Krig is definitely one of the best right now, so I definitely recommend that you give this loadout a go. So here's the class setup you're going to want to rock with. For the muzzle, we have the agency suppressor. For the barrel, we have the 19.7 takedown. For the optic, we have the multi-zoom as I said before. For the underbarrel, we have the SFOD speed grip. And finally, for the ammo, we have the 60 round mag. Definitely feel free to lower the magazine size for better mobility if you feel you don't need the extra bullets. So there you have it, guys. These are some of the top long-range weapons that you can be using in Warzone right now, in my opinion. And as I said earlier, this definitely has potential to be different once Season 4 finally comes out, and we know this because when every new season comes out, there's always some new weapon tuning that is done in the game. But with that being said though, that definitely leaves some potential for some of the weapons that we went over today to possibly be meta weapons when Season 4 comes out. But overall, we're just gonna have to wait and see and find out for ourselves. With that though, if you guys did go on to enjoy today's video or found it useful, definitely let me know by dropping a like and comment down below. And of course, if you guys are new around here and enjoy Warzone content and best class setups just like this, definitely feel free to subscribe to keep up to date with all my videos. But with all that being said, guys, thank you for watching today's video, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.